Hello everybody, welcome to the Memphis Motorsports Park here just north of Memphis, Tennessee for some short track racing. It's the Mountain Dew 250. We're here across the state of Tennessee and not at Bristol due to some logistical issues, but this track has seen some RVSTS action and official series testing in the past, so it's a serviceable venue, a serviceable short track for what should be, no, I wouldn't say serviceable race because it should be action-packed here around this 3/4 of a mile track. Similar to Richland, a little bit more banking in the corners and a little bit more wide to provide some wild racing. But let's take a look at your field of 40 here today. On the pole then is that number 44 A&W Dodge Ram, Peter Ronjak for Onge Auto, P7 in the points. With a win at a short track, Mason Martin, he's going to be one of the competitors today. But Jose Perez, he's P18 in points there in that Marathon 35. It'll be interesting to see how he does for GDI here today, as he needs to pass up 3 people who are outside of the chase with wins before him. Unless if he gets that second win, that'll really help his chances as long as he can stay in the top 20 of points. Good qualifying runs here between the newly chartered 27 Stephen Wallace Jr. and Gatlin Downey. There in P4. Downey P15 in points. A big sleeper for the chase, but he is about 35 points from the cut line. Carson Bowers, he is P2 in points in that discount tire Dodge Ram for Onge Auto as well. He's 28 points behind points leader Austin Murray, who you see back there in P9. Capping off an amazing Pocono doubleheader, Austin Murray is for MSA. He leads the point standings, leads the series in season wins with 3. They all came in the Lavazza colors though, so interesting to see what he can do under the Smithfield black and white here today in Tennessee. Can't forget P3 in points, Logan Cloud, only 32 back with 2 wins. He could possibly tie Murray today if he gets his 3rd win today here on the short track bull ring that is Memphis. Glad to see he's one of the 3 participating in Root Beer Wars this season. But a lot of big names not toward the front. You're going to have to go further back. Kev Shearer starting down here 26th. He's the highest SBR car. Paul Jackson starting 5th, but a lot of Zachary Racing cars back here. DeLello, Gibson, and Peters, they're all trying to make sure they are in the chase. Gibson's pretty solid. He's P5 in points, but only about 10 above the cushion. Peters and DeLello, they're going to need some help for one of them wild card spots. But even further back, there's Brady Burkhart, there's Carter Friesen, and there's Alex Benyako. You see Irving Allison starting dead last. A terrible qualifying by some of these heavy hitters. We'll just have to see how they fare and if they can make their way up through the beating and banging that is Memphis. But we've got a full field of 40 cars here today. Fans out in full force here at Memphis. We're going to go trackside for your commands to fire the engines here for the Mountain Dew 250.
Is this on? Drivers, start your engines.
Field of 40 roaring to life here at the Memphis Motorsports Park. Everybody will tear off and take to little bull ring here. Should be a great show. As see the access roads coming in and off pit road, they're going to provide a little bit of challenge. We should be getting one pit stop today, but I'm not exactly sure. Chevrolet Silverado pace truck leads them on to the backstretch. You see the crossover bridge, little gap in the wall. Memphis is a unique little short track, but it's got them safer barriers to protect these guys, and shouldn't see any too hard of accidents here today, but you never know. It's the NSDCA after all. But Chevrolet Silverado pace car makes the hard left turn just in time for the pit road, and the Mountain Dew 250 ready to get underway. Peter Ronjak, Jose Perez leading them down. Fans on their feet. Here we go. We're racing at Memphis. Down into turn 1. Perez trying to fight on the high side. He's got to run off the corner. Perez barely into the lead, edging his way, nosing his way into the lead, and he's going to clear. Jose Perez takes the lead, steals the lead from Onjak. On lap number 1, he's going to have it coming off now. Wallace Jr. Stephen Wallace Jr., the 27, newly chartered for North Motor Motorsports, trying to sneak it up the inside of Onjak. He will give that spot to the 27. Onjak really washing up off the corner, nicks the wall. We're going to see that guys have had some trouble here at Memphis, really getting into the walls. Jackson, oh man, Paul Jackson dove it in on Onjak. Nearly drove through that 44, but they're going to keep it clean here. Lap 3 begins at Memphis. Short little track, only 3/4 of a mile, so laps are going to fly by quickly. Paul Jackson, where does he sit in points? At 13, he sits 20th in the point standings coming out of the Pocono doubleheader. Needs a miracle to make the chase, at least a win. I'd say a win to get a wild card, but there's so many winners outside the chase right now. He'd need a couple. Out front, the 2 Ford F-150s, the F-Series, checking out at the front. Perez and Wallace Jr. The patriotic schemes. Marathon Gasoline and Liberty Tax U.S. Bank on that 27. These two fighting hard, but Onjak looking to get back for P3 on Paul Jackson side by side here. P3, Carson Bowers, Onjak's teammates trying to back him up. Let's go on board Carson Bowers here in his Discount Tire Dodge Ram. Making his way up, Onjak having more trouble off turn 2, really slid up, gonna lose some more time to the leader, but Jackson trying to work that high side, keep ahead of Carson there. Go out the side view, you see them, they are fighting hard here at Memphis, but looks like Bowers, he's going to take P4. Lap times are plugging away here, lap 6 already. Jose Perez leading us over Stephen Wallace Jr. Taking a look further back, Austin Murray already up to P6, but he's under fire from the 19 Gatlin Downey. Downey is nothing for him into turn number 3 at least, and there's Logan Cloud chopping up the field from the inside. He's got Cody Goforth right behind him. Goforth, he's doing all right at the start of the season, but he's been involved in a couple of accidents, a couple of bad runs. That shot him down the point standings at 25th, but oh, we're under caution, it looks like, as taking a look at them point standings. What's happened? A lot of skid marks off turn 2. It's Carter Freezes. Oh, man, Fitzwater. A close call for Zachary Fitzwater. Anybody else with damage? Tim Foster. That 40's torn up, and oh man. Toxic. Tibbs' bad luck is just coming up once again, but boy, Carter freezing. Can't even see where he's going with that hood bent up. He's going to take it down pit road, and we're going to get some replays of whatever happened here at Memphis as they all stack up and try and get in the line. Carter's day is going to be done. Alright, coming into turn 1, Ethan Head's going to dive it up the inside of Cordell Smith here. He's going to wash up the track, way up the track. Cordell nowhere to go, pounds the wall, hooks the 17 around, but this is going to clog the field up. You see everybody stacking up, piling in. Alex Peters going sideways, but there, Fitzwater gets turned by Srigley, and Fitzwater just stranded in the middle of the track, trying to back up, trying to get out of the way. Carter freezing. I don't know what Carter was thinking, but he just plowed full throttle into Fitzy. Just took himself out of this race. P4 in points. Could really hurt his chase hopes because Fitzy almost got him back there like, hey man, what are you doing? But this is really going to hurt Carter in the chase hopes. Get some replays of this one as well. On board Fitzwater amongst all the madness. Trying to get unstuck. Everybody's piling in and on the gas. He just gets hooked by Srigley. Stapleton's got a good piece of it, but just trying to hold the brake, and bam! Big hit for Carter Freezing there, but Fitzwater, he should be okay. I don't think he's going to be out of the race from that. Carter Freezing was running in dead last. That's where he'd cycled down to at the point of this wreck. Let's see his view of it. Does a good job of getting through. He just gets stuck. Trying to get going, trying to race back, trying to get as much ground as he can, and oh, yeah, I don't think Fitzwater really held the brake enough there, so it's not 100% on Carter, but he had a lot of the bottom open anyways. One last onboard look of it at somebody who's in the middle of all this, Alex Peters. Oh. I think that was Logan Bradley who really gave them that big chop, but Peters, he's P10 in points coming into the day. Oh, he got so close and nearly getting hooked by Fitzwater there. But once again, more championship implications with Peters there. Never know how this wild card is going to end up playing out in just a couple of races. Under caution here early in the Mountain Dew 250 as a lot of different contacts here is going to end up hurting Carter Friesen and Alex Peters' chase hopes. Welcome back to the Mountain Dew 250 here from the Memphis Motorsports Park. We are under our first caution after Ethan Head, Cordell Smith got together, and it's ended up taking Carter Friesen out of the race. He's the only one out so far, but a lot of drivers with damage, including Zachary Fitzwater there. Anderson Reed had a tire go down under caution, so tough break for the 41 team. Joseph Strickler Racing fighting to survive with no hood. Logan Bradley caught up with damage. Tim Foster, Alex Benyako without hoods as well. And Alex Peters probably the only other driver with some major damage out of that incident. But taking a look here as the lights on the pace truck are out. Jose Perez took the lead from Onjak on... Don't think it was... Yes, it was the opening lap. He cleared him into turn 3. Stephen Wallace Jr. got by him the next lap in the 27. Onjak remains in P3 with Carson Bowers, his teammate, P4. Paul Jackson having a good day, still in P5. Austin Murray has climbed his way up to P6. Then it's Gatlin Downey, Logan Cloud, Cody Goforth, and DJ Curtis rounding out your top 10. But let's give a nod to Eli Bright there, having a good day in that Blue Moon Dodge Ram 8 or TSR. Don't usually see him up the field this high, but Eli's putting it together here on the short tracks. But Perez will lead them single file to the green flag. Carter Friesen, once again, the only driver out after that wreck. We are back green from Memphis. And Stephen Wallace Jr. really stacked them up that time through 1 and 2. Might have had his tires get a little bit cold because Onjak is on the attack right underneath him through turns 3 and 4. Laying it down there, that 44 Dodge Ram doing the best he can. He's going to clear Stephen Wallace Jr. this time through turns 1 and 2 and set his sights on Jose Perez. Wallace Jr. really walking up the track. Bowers trying to fight back there, possibly trying to make a move for P3. Not quite going to get it though, but Murray... He's on the attack. He's looking underneath Paul Jackson right now. Seamless. The 88 and 44 teams, pretty much all the Dodges, honestly, they have a great short track program. They're putting it to work here today because Bauer's still trying to look underneath that 27. And Onjak is right up to the back bumper of Jose Perez. He's got some fuel in him from that little caution break. And now he is back on maximum attack. Taking a look at the back of the field. Looks like Ethan Head, Dusty Neal had some issues. Can't really tell what happened to them. Fitzwater minding his own business, but they're racing hard back here. Some of these damaged trucks. Logan Bradley probably not up to pace. Benyako definitely was. But Tim Foster knocked the hood off that Ford, but he's still doing all right, it seems, in that X-Side Batteries Dodge. Further up through the field, Jake Jefferson's really fallen from the restart. He was P12, I want to say, but he has slipped back too. Let's take a look at the line. P18. Irving Allison started last. He's already up into the top 20 in 15 laps with a caution period. So Irving really benefiting from that big stack up earlier. He gained a lot of positions in that one, it seems, in his Air Toyota Tundra. He's actually the highest SBR driver in points. As DeLello goes around right behind us. Zachary's going to keep it together. He's got it back going, but is the caution out? We'll have to see this time by at the line. Oh, yes, caution's out, but you got to feel for DeLello, man. He's trying to make his way into the chase, and he just got dumped by somebody. Going to have to get a replay of that one, but the field will stack up once again. Hopefully not too much. Yeah, we're going to be fine. But, oh, we got pitters. Perez, Wallace Jr. pitting. Nobody else pitting? So yeah, pitch strategy here by the Fords, the two American flag Fords basically, as they bring themselves into pit road. Is nobody else pitting? Oh, some guys in the back are Anthony Lehman, Nathan Stapleton. They must have not known that the pits were open, closed, what was going on. A little Memphis mix-up here as some of these guys, especially in the back, trying to play some pitch strategy. This might be just within the window, but I'm not too sure. They're going to definitely take 4 tires and fuel there, the 35 and 27. Yeah, they're going around the left sides. But, yeah, Zachary DeLello just got dumped here, and these two are going to cycle back out, see what they can do on some fresh tires. So, get some replays of what happened to the Applebee's 57 of Zachary DeLello. Alright, so here, coming into turn 3, it's going to be Irving Allison turning in just a little bit too deep on the 57, trying to really get up next to the side of the Ford. Clips his right rear and just Just that little tap sends DeLello sliding. Jake Jefferson does a great job avoiding it as he catches the 82 once again. He's going to slide up the banking using all the available room. Just a tiny little tap, enough to where he doesn't even need to come down to pit road because that's not going to even rub on the tire. It was so far toward the back of the bed of that truck. So we're going to get it back going. We're going to get another replay of this and then go back to your restart here in the Mountain Dew 250. On board with DeLello as he goes for a big slide in turn 3. Let's get you back to the green. Welcome back to the Mountain Dew 250 here from the Memphis Motorsports Park under our second caution. And Ethan ahead, he came down pit road for no apparent reason really, possibly fixing a tire rub that he got after his accident in the first caution with Cordell Smith, but going to come back out as not really the leader. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, barely over the 44 of Peter Onchak. Carson Bowers P2, Austin Murray P3, Logan Cloud P4, Paul Jackson rounding out your top 5. Bob Helipad and Eli Bright are now into the top 10 because of this. Get a quick run through the rest of your field before take the green flag here on lap 22 of 75, and obviously only the 27 and 35 pit. Dusty Neal also 1 lap down. So back to green here from Memphis. See how Ethan Head does, if he can get his lap back, if he gets a quick yellow, or if he's going to interfere on Jack Bowers and Murray for this race lead. Not too concerning just yet. Bowers minding his time, possibly letting on Jack just to build a little bit of a gap because he knows how big of threats Murray and Cloud are. Probably the 2 best trucks equipment-wise on the field. And they know this 88 is very strong at the short tracks. We saw how dominant he was at South Boston and Mesa Marin as he takes a look underneath Bowers as he fought Bowers for the win that last time out at a short track at South Boston. As Bowers, just gets a little bit of the wall. Not too much, but that's really going to hurt him because Cloud is easily going to slip by. If he doesn't get to that bottom soon enough, maybe Jackson and Curtis can strike as well. But now Ethan Head's starting to be a little bit of a problem. Zajac gets more heat into the tires, but Head's going to be a good lapper and move right out of the way. Austin Murray, look at that truck drive through 1 and 2. Oh, he nearly slides up in the head off the exit, but that truck was absolutely planted through the corner. So he's doing really strong, I feel, in that 88. The setup is absolutely on point for Austin Murray. Bowers holds P3 as Cloud slipped back just a little bit. Now he's facing under attack from these 2 Fords of Curtis and Jackson. But a Dodge as well. Eli Bright leading TSR. How about it? For Eli, really, he was kind of thrust into doubt because he's P29 in points right now. And it's like, TSR even going to bother with him, keeping around? But they definitely have. Eli, he won at Richmond, a track basically really similar to this. And he pulled it off again. Is it going to be another miracle for Bright? Just going to have to wait and see. But you see here, looks like Murray didn't have a good time with Ethan Head because Carson Bowers up to the inside. 2 Dodges here fighting for second on the short tracks is like they do his head. Ethan, what are you doing? I know that the Mercedes operations are really strapped for cash currently, but you don't bump Carson Bowers if you're a lap down and Bowers is P3. And he's fighting Austin Murray for not only P2, but the provisional points lead, if not the championship when it comes down to it at Kansas. Onjak checking out to about 3/4 of a second lead currently. Looking further back, Clouds fended off Jackson as Gatlin Downey has made his way up here for RER. RER's having a strong day, even though the 7 truck DNQ'd after selling their charter to the 27, scaling that down to part-time to save cash. But Downey and Goforth really putting it together for good runs, as well as Ryan Butcher here, leading SBR currently in P8 last time by at the line. Further up, Carson Bowers slipping back from Austin Murray. Murray trying to set his sights here on Onjak. Taking one last look here further down the field. There's Bob Helipad and DJ Curtis, 2 JWEP's Incorporated trucks just outside the top 10. Irving Allison, Brady Burkhardt's SBR making their way up here as the stronger trucks definitely are working their way up now. There's Jose Perez. He was P19 last time by at the line. See what he could do on fresh tires. Him, Stephen Wallace Jr., and some other guys toward the back of the grid. Harrison Reed, his tires aren't that fresh, but obviously after that flat, he's trying to make his way up, possibly pull off some big, strong strategy here at Memphis. Get himself a good run. Because he's P12 in points, you can't forget that. P12 in points. Reed is honestly a big sleeper threat to make this chase. Maybe luck into it with no wins as well, but you need a lot of help. But he got some today with some of those guys getting damaged that he needs to beat to get into the top 8. Further back, taking a look. Everybody clean and green back here. It seems Fitzwater really slow with that engine damage. Might be a lapper down the line, but Onjak still doing pretty good over Austin Murray, Carson Bowers, Logan Cloud, and Eli Bright has passed Paul Jackson for P5. We're going to go to a quick commercial break here from the Memphis Motorsports Park. Catch you back for some of the action in just a couple laps. Welcome back to the Mountain Dew 250. We got a battle for the lead here on lap 35, just before halfway here. And it's Austin Murray and Peter Onjak racing hard, the 44 and the 88. And looks like Onjak is going to keep that spot there as, oh, Murray really washed up. Onjak really faked him out that time through turn 3, but Bowers has slipped back. Ethan Heads get passed by Cloud, now falling through. As that lap truck, Eli Bright still holding down P5, but Cloud trying to set his sights here on Bowers. They still race for the lead. We got some good battles here at Memphis, but Onjak looks like he's setting sail after Murray's mistake as he tried to make a look for the lead there. I don't think Murray has a truck as the run is going on. Onjak seems to be a much better long-run truck, as on the short run, he really got jumped by Jose Perez before the second caution came out. So Onjak doing good over Murray right now, but here we go. Battle for third, still raging between Cloud and Carson Bowers. Let's go on board the 91. Looks like we really had a checkup to beat that truck on the bottom tire where it might be kicking in. Let's take a look at the lap times. Yeah, it's fallen off to nearly just about a second for Logan. We're going to see as Austin Murray really washes off, but he's gotten past the lap car. Exactly Fitzwater. And to see how Cloud and Bowers deal with him now. Fitzwater really off the pace after that hard wreck being turned into the wall by Strigley. Shouldn't be too bad. We're going to get by another problem here in the turn one. Like feeling some pressure from behind Cloud? No, just probably Fitzwater's engine I was hearing. But like Murray is really closing up to Onjak now. Trying to feel that truck out, trying to feel these trucks out. We're past halfway in this race. It's going to be a fairly quick one here from Memphis. Only 75 laps in the Mountain Dew 250, but Murray, he's had an absolutely amazing season for a rookie. No doubt about it. This 88 car. Leading the points, 3 wins, 6 top 10, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s. Really unmatched stat with them top 5s. Only Cloud is close with 5. Really, the next highest would be actually 4 from Alex Bagnaco, but he's been fairly inconsistent as this race is not a good race for him. As you see him back there with no hood. Laps are winding down. I'm not really sure what the fuel mileage is, because if they can go much further to probably lap 50, then Jose Perez is really going to be sitting good as we've got this long green flag run playing out. Where is Jose? Let's take a look further back. Fitzwater really holding up Jackson and them now. Jose, he's right there. He's P12, so he's made up a lot of ground. He's some big racing here between Downey and Gibson. Gibson obviously trying to maintain the chase. Downey, a real lurker for that chase. He'd need a win and then some, I'd say. Fitzwater really going to play into this battle, though. Irving Allison, I can't say enough about this kid. He's been a great rookie as well, just like Austin Murray. Overlooked. He's P13 in the points. He's had 5th, 3rd Bank Pringles and Eris on that truck this season, and the Spaniard, Irving Allison, 40th to to 9th. He's 9th right now. This 82, even though SBR really missed the ball in qualifying, they've really put it together, I'd say, during the race. Because you got not only them, but Butcher up here in P7 in the new Reedy's colors. He's gotten past Jackson. He's P6 right now. Toyotas are on the move. But Cloud and Bauer still close for P2. There's Austin Murray and Onjak really checking out, it seems, from the 88 to get a flyby of the field as they come down the back straightaway. See that big gap. Bauer's now trying to reel in Murray. Is there some big side-by-side racing still back here. Perez trying to make up as much ground. Stephen Wallace Jr. hasn't made up as much ground as him. They're whipping as they go onto the brakes. 3 wide back there between those guys. Tim Foster, a lot of them damaged trucks racing hard. They're going to sort it out, thankfully. He's in another low angle here. Coming down the front straightaway, but Anderson, Reed, Nathan Stapleton, these guys trying to salvage. Stapleton stole the show. At least try to steal the show. Phoenix race 1 by that pit strategy allowed him to take the lead. We got pit stops. At least Kev Shearer coming in. Yeah, nothing wrong with the 30, so he might be our first takers. Lehman's in the wall. I think Kev Shearer may have just started the pit cycle here on lap 46. So with just about 20 laps to go, Kev Shearer brings it down. Looks like nobody else is coming in. So it might be just an offhand strategy by that 30 because he's kind of the R&D truck almost, in a sense, the part-time truck for SBR. Although it has proved competitive. Who knows? He's just bringing it down pit road, I guess. Yeah, he came out just fine, so what it is. See, now we're pitting. Austin Murray, though, overdrives it. Is he going to hit the pit wall? Oh, man, Murray. Oh, he nearly had a heart attack in that car. I nearly had a heart attack in the booth because Murray nearly overcooked it on the entry and just nearly plowed the attenuator, pushing it hard. Butcher is in. We are seeing the pit cycle in full force now. Now it's go forth and no, Kukulon and DeLello. All the RER trucks look the same as Ajak. Oh no, he hit the pit wall. He's the one who hit the pit wall. It wasn't Murray. It's Peter Ajak, absolutely choking the race away from the lead, and it's going to be a mid-cycle caution. The caution's out, right? Yeah, caution's out, I'm pretty sure. No caution. All right, so we're not getting a mid-cycle caution, and Ajak is just going to have to take that absolutely in the gut, because that really hurts him, because he's only a P7. He's not really solidly in the chase like we would have thought. Logan Cloud was the leader. Is he into the pits this time by... Yes, he's pitting right now. We're going to watch Cloud's pit stop, but Ajak, oh my goodness. Nearly thought Austin Murray was going to do that, but it's Ajak taking himself out of the race. We'll get a replay of that after this pit cycle finishes up, but actually, why did I say it was 20 to go? It's 30 to go, because it's 25 to go next time the provisional leader crosses the line, and that would be Jose Perez, because remember, Perez and Wallace Jr. on that off strategy, again with some of the other back markers. Where's Jose? There he is in the 35. Yeah, so I don't really know if Cloud's going to be the provisional leader now or what, because it's going to be Jose Perez, and he's going to lap a good bulk of this field. So it's going to be an amazing strategy if Perez can make this work to the end of the race. Stephen Wallace Jr. 4 seconds back in the 27 truck. Then it's Austin Murray, but he's a lap down. He's 11th. There's only 10 drivers on the lead lap because Anthony Lehman is currently P3, and then you got Larry Hagan P4. There's Bowers, so you got Murray on the lead lap. Then it's Bowers, then Butcher, Curtis, Yepes. A lot of these guys are really falling. Where's Cloud? Oh man, Cloud must have had some issues on his pit stop or something, because he's way down the order. I don't know what happened to the 91, but he's way down the order. I think we're going to take a quick little break here, review Ajak's incident, and just catch our breaths, because this has been pretty eventful. We saw Austin Murray nearly do it the lap before. Race leader Peter Ajak, the pole sitter, one of the dominant trucks of the day, dives it into the pit box, overcooks it, gets onto the curbing, can't turn it down in time, nails the end of the pit wall, and that is race over for the 44. Carson Bauer's teammate did a good job slipping through there, and Eli Bright lost some time by getting held up, but Ajak is out. Alright, we're back after that little look at Ajak's incident. Jose Perez still leads. Look like he's been into the either turn 2 or turn 4 wall. A lot of these guys still having trouble sliding up on their cold tires. Not really worn in enough yet to have at least some grip. But then they'll just wear them right out and probably hit the wall just again. It's been an interesting pit strategy race, and we're going to have to really see if this 35-27 and basically the rest of these guys shown on the ticker right now, although a couple of them, like Benyako and Tib Foster, did pit. We have to really see what they can do. I would have thought that Austin Murray would have been the leader. No, he's only there in P8 currently. You see Carson Bowers P9, and there's Ryan Butcher holding down P10. And further back, Dusty Neal, he came down for that flat tire. He's somehow currently P11. Is DJ Gibson P12. I'm surprised like Brady Burkhart, DJ Curtis. They're way down the order. I don't know if they got a penalty or something because I think the red light was on for pit road for some reason. They may have gotten a penalty. Jay Jefferson P13. There's Irving Allison P14. Porta. There's Gatlin Downey. Cordell Smith P17 rebounding after his early accident. Alex Peters, he's a couple laps down, but Logan Cloud, I think, really lost a lot of time, as well as Eli Bright on pit road to be this far down the order. Cody Goforth, P20, as where is Cordell going? He's way up the track, way up the hill. Tib Foster running around with that bent-up hood. Where's Paul Jackson? P26. Rough for him, looking further down the order. Yeah, Fitzwater's P27 in all of this. This is where he cycled out, but yeah, Brady, Curtis, Bilello, I don't know why they're that far down. Onjak and Friesen, the only ones out. Really going to hurt their championship hopes. Let's find... There's Perez. Murray is much faster than Perez. You see, last time by a 24.07, a 25.47. That just shows how much fresher tires are faster. And Austin Murray is really going to check out on this one, as Ryan Butcher has gotten past Carson Bowers for provisional P2. Considering these guys ran 45 laps on a tire run, they came in lap 20. Man, they're going to be right there. Perez and Wallace Jr. are going to be right there. But these guys on the fresher tires, how much ground can they make up? Because if Perez pits, it's over. Ethan Head coming down pit road. He's on an off sequence. Let's just make sure he doesn't blow it. No, he's way in. Solidly, unlike Onjak. We got a big battle here between some of these lap cars. Perez, the leader, trying to hang on as they fight for what could be provisional P2. Bowers and Butcher. Austin Murray, yeah, he set sail. This 88 is wired up. And if this pitch strategy doesn't really work out for him, he'll be kicking himself because he's definitely got the winning truck here today. Looking for win number 4 and possibly trying to make sure he's basically going to lock up the number 1 seed for the championship here today. Because really, because of Cloud and Friesen slipping back, it's really going to be between him and Bowers for that number 1 seed if Bowers can even catch him. I see Bowers now being held up by Fitzwater. Jose Perez still slipping down more on the outside. Curtis trying to get one more of his laps back. Probably have to see after the race somehow that Curtis got penalized like Burkhart. I really don't know what happened there. Probably because of Onjak's wreck, in all honesty, but I don't know. But yeah, Jose Perez trying to fall down, trying to keep these tires as long as he can possibly go. 25.7. Almost 2 seconds off his best lap as he's 3 wide trying to split Fitzwater. This 35 still got a lot of drive left in him as Jay Jefferson Trill trying to make up some ground, possibly on DJ Gibson, because right now, Jefferson ended up right now P5. He sails it out Perez, and he's going to take Perez out! Oh my goodness, Stephen Wallace Jr. is going to take the lead, and I don't think they slid enough for a caution. No, they did! Caution's out! Oh, J.H. Jefferson just bought himself a caution and is going to buy himself back onto the lead lap. If he can hold off Perez, Perez is going to pit and lose this race on pit strategy because he knows he can't survive on those worn tires. But no, he's not the leader. Jefferson's not on the lead lap because Stephen Wallace Jr. got past them both. Oh my goodness, what has this race come to? Stephen Wallace Jr. not pitting right now. I don't know if he thinks he can make it or pits aren't open yet. Yeah, he's got to catch the pace truck. But this race has just been absolutely turned on his head by an absolute dive by Jay Jefferson. Sweeps out Jose Perez, and this race has just got turned upside down. Because we're on single file restarts, yeah, those two are gonna be restarting in front of Wallace Jr. and Perez if they don't pit. because you're going to have Murray coming out in, like, the middle of the field in P7. Right, because he's behind Stapleton, Larry Hagan for position, whatnot. But let's watch a 27 to 35 pit, because that's the most important part. If they can go to, no, they can't go to the distance. There's no way. At least Wallace Jr. can't. Yeah, Perez can't. So this is really going to shake up the roster, because Austin Murray, if Stapleton and then pit, Austin Murray is going to cycle out to this race lead behind a absolute train of lappers. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get waved by or what, but yeah, Austin Murray is going to be a race leader over Butcher, Bowers. Seen it a couple times this season where we're going to have a large group of people restarting in front of the leaders, but I don't think we've seen anything this large yet. So, varying pitch strategy, worn tires, Jay Jefferson over-aggression causing that one. Let's take a look at some replays, see what happened between Jefferson and Perez. Here it is, on board Jay Jefferson. Sails it in. I think he got loose, really lost some traction, and just Perez just had nowhere to go. And there's Stephen Wallace Jr. slipping by. Taking a look here, you're just going to see the absolute closing rate by Jay. I don't really know if he even braked for the corner or what, but tough break for them as they got some damage coming out of today after meeting that turn 2 safer barrier. Under caution for the third time today here from Memphis as Jake Jefferson and race leader Jose Perez get together, causing a whole big shakeup of this running order when we go back to green. Alrighty, we are back at the Mountain Dew 250. Austin Murray, your race leader after Jose Perez, Stephen Wallace Jr. ended up bringing it down pit road, but we have nearly the entire field on the tail end of the lead lap now after Jay Jefferson and Jose Perez got together, one of them being Logan Cloud, P3 in points. Behind all of these people, there's Austin Murray, race leader. Dusty Neal officially a lap down. Is he 1 or 2? No. 2 laps down, excuse me. Ryan Butcher, Carson Bowers, P2 and P3. Then DJ Gibson behind a whole nother slew of trucks. P4. He's basically out of this already. It's going to have to be from the top 3 unless we get a yellow or 2. Irving Allison, Matty Porta. And there's Jose Perez. He's actually cycled out to P7. Steve Wallace Jr. P8. Anthony Lehman, Larry Hagan. Are they... no, Nathan Stapleton. Alex Peters? Yeah, Alex Peters is. But we're back to green. Fitzwater's on pit road for something. Doesn't really say why. Maybe just fuel, but going to be Gatlin Downey, Jay Jefferson leading the front of the field. But we're going to take a look at our leaders in the midst of a whole lot of traffic. Kuklon. Oh, Fitzwater's coming out of the pit lane. Oh, that's your boss. Don't dump your boss. Dumps him in front of the leaders. Butcher just got destroyed. Murray up into Bowers. Oh, my goodness me. What are you doing? Who's leading the race? Irving Allison just took the lead of the race. 40th to 1st. Fitzwater, this is why you don't merge when the... I'm at a loss for word. What? So Fitzwater comes out after Kukulon and Jackson got together. He gets dumped by Mark Silas. His own employee, his own driver, dumps him across the field, and Murray gets taken out. We got people coming into the pit. Who's coming into the pit? Srigley, Helipad. Oh, Ryan Butcher! Butcher's done! Oh, I don't know how Butcher just has blown up from this wreck. Is he gonna hit the pit? Alright, yeah, come on, Butcher. Don't hit the pit wall. I don't know how Butcher blew up from this. Oh, what? Tons of replays. Tons of replays. Oh, boy. Slowing it down. Zachary Fitzwater coming off of the pit road. Merging up. He's been a slow car, a nuisance all day. Come down. There's Kukulon and Jackson. They get together. I thought that was going to cause a wreck because Jackson nearly comes into Fitzwater. Fitzwater's just merging up in front of Silas. Silas just hooks him. There's nothing to it. He just hooks him across the track. Oh, and a big hit from Ben Yacko to the 59. Track's blocked. Oh, Butcher. Oh, no, Butcher. He hit the safer barrier. That's what happened to Butcher. Murray stuck in the middle of the track, and Bowers, loose into the grass, just body slams the 88. Murray noses it into the fence. helipad gets into the, like, Bradley and them just because the track was all clogged up. I don't know how Jake Galloway ends up getting through that on the high side, but here it is. Bowers up top. He got into Murray, nowhere to go. Irving Allison trying to sort his way through this mess. He is fighting Matty Porta, Carson Bowers 3 wide for the lead of this race. This race is probably going to end under caution too. And it's Irving Allison nipping Carson Bowers at the line. Started last. He's first now. And can he possibly win this race under the caution flag? Fitzwater Australia Racing, strapped for cash, one of them teams as well, facing an uncertain future. Mark Salas gets into his team owner, Fitzwater, and messes up this whole race running order with Dawson Murray. Ryan Butcher getting taken out from this one. As Austin Murray tried to sort his way through these guys on the tail end of the lead lap, it all goes wrong. He would have been fine, but Bowers was on the grass and just came up into him, sends him around. Not too much damage, but a lot of spots lost for the 88. Up the bumper of Ryan Butcher as his day goes from a great turnaround performance to out of the race. Oh. Just that bad end of that safer barrier is going to catch Butcher out, and his day is done. It's Fitzwater's second incident of the day as a bad time to merge off pit road ends up causing a big one. Big hit up into the air, but he drove away, so everybody from this wreck is going to be all right. Taking a look on the discount tire on board of Carson Bowers as this race slips from his fingers. Oh, we actually got touched by Curtis, and that's why he got loose. It just wasn't the grass. Trying to get on the throttle, trying to beat Porta and Irving, trying to beat Porta and Irving. No. And on board your last place starter, Irving Allison, as he absolutely sees through the smoke on this one. Really got close to getting hooked by Strigley there, but it's the gas, gets past Bowers. Porta on the curbing, a little bit slow. And he's ahead of both of them at the line. Back to it at the Mountain Dew 250 here from Memphis Motorsports Park. Seen a lot of incidents today, and Chevrolet Silverado Pace Truck leads our last place starter and new race leader Irving Allison around. If the lights go out, we're going to see a one-lap dash. If not, that's it, and we're going home. How will Irving Allison fare here? What is the field's fate? Do the lights go out? They do not. So for Irving Allison can take another 1.5 miles, 2 laps around the Memphis Motorsports Park. He's won this race from last place. Carson Bowers, oh so close. He fought hard with Austin Murray all day long. Not going to be there in the end. Matty Porta, P3. There's a lot of shockers in these results, I'll just say that much. DJ Gibson, P5 in points. He's going to come home P4 today. Really needs that. Perez needs that in the point standings, especially if he wants one of them wild card spots. Especially with DJ Curtis and DeLello being stuck down the order. That's going to help his case for one of those. Steve Wallace Jr., Anthony Lehman, Larry Hagan, great runs. Galloway's lapper. Alex Peters, damaged truck, off the pace all day. He's going to come home P9 from his pit strategy. Stapleton, another top 10 for the 49 team. That's really going to help them try and keep their charter as well. Murray, P11, probably in the truck that should have won the race, but... And all that madness caused by these two, 59 and 81. That's what happens, I guess. Yeah, Alex Beniaco, 29th. That's not going to help his chase bid any. Gatlin Downey, P12. Jefferson, P3. White flag's been taken. Cloud, P14. That's not where he should have ended up today. He had one of the best trucks, but a slow pit stop on that 91 really killed him. Eli Bright, P15. Ethan had, geez, man. P35, Mercedes is going under. They're probably going to pull out at the end of the season, in all honesty, just because their two teams have just been absolutely strapped for funding. Cycling through everybody else. Tib Foster, no hood, P30. Kev Shearer, there's DJ Curtis, Zachary DeLello. Logan Bradley's all smashed up. He's coming in and out of pit road for whatever reason. But Irving Allison, last to first. Austin Murray tried to do a choice at Pocono, but now it's been done for real, for sure. Irving Allison, he's done it from Memphis. And that's going to do it for myself and everybody here at the NSDCA. Thank you all for watching. What is Kukulon doing? Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time out at Darlington for, I believe, the Royal Purple 300.